Yeah, let's bring on our guest. I'm quite looking forward to talking with him. He is the Poutine Wall, PoutineWall.com, and just got back from the TIFF festival, where I imagine that he was. I know he was quite happy about the movie Warrior. According to his Twitter, Facebook feeds, this is going to be the best picture of the year this year. Marc Griffin, not former Expo Marc Griffin, but author, auteur, pop culture sensation. Marc Griffin, welcome to the program.
Well, that's quite an introduction. Thanks, Dave.
No worries, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's past my bedtime, but I'm trying to stay up with you guys.
Yeah, how do you think? Actually, you know what? I gotta tell you, Mark. I am not gonna get to sleep tonight. It's gonna be so late. This wires you. You have no idea.
Well, coffee, right? That's your trick.
Coffee's my life trick, man.
We're snorting it.
No, coffee is. We definitely hit up the Tim Hortons on the way down, but no, I don't think it's that. I think coffee is just a natural part of who I am. It doesn't really wake me up. It doesn't really put me to sleep. I just like coffee.
Well, you were just talking about Bill Stadium, eh? I have never been to a game there, but I could imagine. You have your hardcore fans. You gotta love that. But yeah, difficult on the butt.
Yeah, I'd imagine difficult on the butt and difficult on the earlobes, and not uncommon throughout the National Football League. If you look at Lambeau, if you look at Soldier Field in Chicago. This is part and parcel of NFL football, at least north of the Mason-Dixon line and after November.
Well, I'm personally cursed. I mean, I've lived in a lot of different places, and I've lived so here in Montreal, Toronto, San Antonio, and Los Angeles. And what those four cities all have in common is no NFL football. So I've actually never been to a game.
Well, you'll have to do it sometime. It's definitely worth it. It's unlike anything, just because of the size of it. And frankly, a Grey Cup can kind of compare, but really a Grey Cup compares to a regular season NFL game. I happened to be in Seattle about 5 years ago and saw the Rams-Seahawks wildcard game. It was Jerry Rice's last game in the NFL.
Wow. And
had total nosebleeds, sat way up top. First of all, I've never heard noise like that in my life. It was just incredible. And the fans are nuts. They're so into it. And, perhaps college football would equal that, going to like a Michigan stadium and sitting amongst 108,000 people.
Or to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, there's something to be said.
Green Rider fans are supposedly some of the craziest out there.
They are. You see them on TV. It's kind of nuts. And Mark, I imagine you saw some nutsness, because I know you were in Toronto last week. And for 1 week a year, Toronto lets her hair down and keeps the bars open till 4. And smart man he is, Marc Griffin went down for the TIFF festival.
Well, I mean, they partially let the hair down, I did.
It is Ontario, I mean, really.
It is, eh? I did 3 big things while I was at TIFF. So they call the Toronto International Film Festival TIFF, to sound cool. And the first big thing I did was I interviewed a bunch of stars from a big hockey movie coming out called Breakaway. I don't know if you've seen the ads, but it's coming out across Canada.
Is that the Russell Peters movie?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And Rob Lowe, Dean Youngblood, is in the movie.
No way, Sam Seaborn. That's so cool. Sorry, I'm a West Wing geek, man.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But anyway, so they're in it. Drake, Ludacris, and a bunch of actors from Bollywood and Canada are in it. So I got to interview the lead actor and the screenwriter and a few other people. And then the second big thing I got to do was I went to the Hall of Fame. I've never been, and one of my Twitter friends said, "You gotta try it." So I went to the Habs Hall, the locker room.
Wait, I'm going to cut you off there, Mark. It does feel like the Habs Hall of Fame, doesn't it?
It does.
It's so cool.
In that one quadrant, yeah, it's like, I sat there for a while, kind of in awe. And then, I went to the Holy Grail, and I touched the cup. People say don't touch the cup, but I had to. I'm never going to win one, so I don't know. I just felt like that deed.
I touched the cup, man. Well, why are we allowed?
I don't know. It's some kind of folklore or whatever, but...
I can get how if you played in the NHL now and haven't won it, but, I mean, what chance do we have?
Oh, no, I'm 33. Like, I know the game's over. And so, I had a blast there. And then the third thing I did, you have to understand, like, my best friend, Ryan Barber, of 23 years, he complains to me every single day of our lives that I have to support the Toronto Blue Jays. So They were playing the Orioles. They're having a big weekend series, and it was 9/11. So, I have American roots as well. So I said, why don't I support, America's pastime? And I went and saw the game, and I got stuck in the Brett Laurie mania. This kid's amazing. I don't even know what to say. Like, he's got passion. He's articulate. He can hit the ball like nuts. I mean, he's basically Pete Rose 2.0.
Oh wow!
And he's from British Columbia, so it's just like, man, I don't know what to say. Like, if you look at Toronto, they got the best long ball hitter in Bautista. They got this bright young star who's kind of like what Blake Griffin did to basketball last year, just kind of reinventing the game. And of course, it's all the ringleaders, Alex Anthopoulos from Montreal. So I'm just like, as a Montreal, I have to support this team. They're amazing.
Yeah, I know the feeling, Mark. It's there's this kind of, it tears at you inside though.
Yeah.
I was, in fact, the only time I've ever been told to take off a hat in my life was wearing a Blue Jays hat in Montreal. It wasn't long after the Expos left that
I was the one who told him.
Yeah.
No, I get it, Mark. I totally get it, and the Laurie thing is fantastic. And for me, Anthopoulos, he's a TMR boy. Like, that's where I'm from. It's too cool for words, but they're still the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Now, it's easier to cheer for the Blue Jays than it is for the Yankees or the Red Sox, in my opinion. But isn't it? Don't you just want to cheer for Tampa? Don't they remind you of Montreal?
Yeah, it would be better if the team was really far away. I know it's really close for comfort, but it's such a tough call. You know what? I actually bought a Blue Jays hat. I'm going to wear it around the city.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to take some flack. I know I will. It's just, the Brett Laurie thing does it for me.
I get it.
The kid can play, yeah.
I totally get it, and he's Canadian, and it's so nice to be able to cheer for Canadian ball players. I read today that there's 120 professional Canadian baseball players right now, minor league and major league.
Wow.
Yeah, the numbers are staggering, and they continue to go up, and funnily enough, there's a ball player, an Italian ball player, Mark, named Alex Liddy, and he hit his first home run ever yesterday for Seattle. He's the first Italian-born player to hit a home run in baseball in 50 years. And I know, I was shocked too, that there was another one. But Alex Liddy absolutely destroyed Canada at the World Baseball Classic in 2008 in Toronto. They had just lost to the States. It had really, I think it was a 6-5 ball game or a 5-4 ball game on a Saturday afternoon, 46,000 fans at the Rogers Center. And, they were right in it. They had the tying run on second base in the ninth inning. And then they go out and blow it to the Italians. Jason Grilli pitched a gem. Alex Liddy lit us up. And, it showed me how involved you can get, Mark, when there are players from your country. And I fully credit the World Baseball Classic for making me a baseball fan again after the Expos left.
Well, that's it for me. It's just being able to come back to the game. Like, I've always used the analogy, it's like you're in mourning when the wife left you or the wife died. I feel like I'm ready to start dating again. And I picked Toronto. I'm sure I'll get hell for it. It just feels right to me.
When have we not been given hell for the choices we make, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Stand by it.
That's it, man. Just go with it. Let your freak flag fly, and okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball. I do expect to see a full-on declaration, though, of fandom on the Poutine wall.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually writing an article up now about my big trip to Toronto. I've got actually a pile of pictures that are well worth checking out, so I'm actually going to have that up later this week. Fantastic. And I wanted to mention one quick thing. We're talking about the expansion of sports around the world. When I was interviewing these actors from Breakaway, one thing they brought up that kind of blew my mind was that these days, like the last 10 years, in India, they now have hockey.
Really?
Yeah.
Like on ice?
Yeah, they actually have a few arenas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear about that reality baseball show that was on in India a couple of years ago?
Oh.
I want to say it was called the $1 Million Arm or something along those lines, where scouts from I think it was the Pittsburgh Pirates, went around India looking for guys who could throw baseballs and gave 2 guys a contract, and one of them is still pitching in the minor leagues from some small village in India, and did not know what baseball was before this happened. And they say he's got a decent shot of at least pitching in AAA and maybe even making the majors, and that this could be a great way to open the game, at least in Asia, more so, or further into Asia than they've ever gone.
The American dream.
It's Teddy Roosevelt's imperialism in some way, you know. Speak softly
dream.
Speak softly and carry a giant baseball bat.
It must come from cricket, right? That's their national.
I don't know if it's their national sport, but yeah, there's absolutely a lot of cricket going on out there, and all sorts of different. I mean, a cricket league opened out there that they have cheerleaders now, and they play much shorter tests. It's supposedly they understand that not everybody can.
They understand that nobody can understand the game.
I think they understand.
That's why it goes on for days and days.
It's an ADD thing, actually. Not everybody can take a Ritalin and sit there and watch cricket for 4 days.
Yeah.
Mark?
It's like soccer. It grows on you.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know what? I was talking before, the World Cup of Rugby has grown on me so much that I stayed up till 5:30 in the morning on Sunday.
That bearded Canadian guy, he's just scary beautiful.
I wonder what these guys do, because I know a lot of them live in Canada. Not a lot of them play professionally outside of the country. But, you know, I know they lost to the French, but I was proud.
Yeah.
I was impressed that the French had a lot longer layover than the Canadians did. And, yeah, I've got a new sport to watch. What can I say? My buddy Ben in Christchurch, New Zealand will be very happy to hear that I finally get rugby.
Yeah. Well, it's good old saying, boys are doing good in different sports. It's great for the country.
Exactly. Now, Mark, your website is, well, first of all, it's fantastic. And I'm going to say again, PoutineWall.com, sports and pop culture from Canada's cultural divide. You know, I love that, the 2 solitudes. I think that's a fantastic reference. And that poutine on the page looks absolutely delicious, too, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, that was by my graphic guy, Damian Northmore. He's really good. And I was going to say, a great way to reach me is that I'm on Twitter. It's Montreal Marc, and that's Mark with a C, Montreal Marc on Twitter. I'm always there to answer questions and be made fun of, and etc. And yeah, Dave, thanks for having me on the show. I always love listening to balls, regardless of what time slot you are in. It's a great show, and I will be listening throughout the end of the baseball season.
Thank you, Mark, and hopefully for much longer than that. And one final plug for you. You wrote an article on August 19th. I recommend everybody to go to PoutineWall.com and check it all out, but take some time, sit by yourself, and read the Honoring Rick Griffin and Ted Teven article. It is fantastic.
Yeah, very personal piece. I wrote it from the heart, and the outpouring of support from that piece, man, it's been amazing.
And across the country as well.
All over the place, yeah. Bob Elliott, the son, loved it, as well as Bruce Arthur. But really, the personal letters from friends and strangers around the world really has just it's really touched me. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. Just I put my heart into it, and it came back.
Well, we all felt it, Mark. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and we're going to have you in studio before the baseball season's over.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. There he goes, Marc Griffin, PoutineWall.com.